Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Jeff here. Today on the real Brawl Stars. In today's video, I'll be playing some Siege, which is the new game mode in Brawl Stars. So the update just came out and it came with the game mode Siege. So the game mode is actually ending when this video, it already ended actually when this video is uploaded. But yeah, I'll be sharing some tips, including like what brawlers are good, as well as how to play the game mode effectively to where you can win basically every single game. So first of all, the tier list basically for the brawler tier list kind of thing that I'll be like kind of showing you guys, or like telling you guys which brawlers are good, will only be kind of for this map, because we haven't played all the other, at least I haven't played the other maps. You could play them in friendly games, but I just haven't really gotten to it. I've been playing Brawl Stars, like grinding the leaderboard for a little bit. Yeah, trying to push up pretty maybe like next season or in 2 seasons I might go for a big push, but again, I'm not too sure. But anyways, so Siege is a really fun game mode. It requires a ton of communication, and as well as just a lot of teamwork, and I feel like this might even be one of my favorite game modes just because of how much teamwork is required. It's like almost like Brawl Ball, maybe even more. It's also a lot of strategy required. And also, you're able to win a lot of trophies. Also, you can also lose a lot of trophies like really fast. But yeah, personally, I just really like it for grinding, just because you basically go into one matchmaking and you're able to win 2 trophies. Because up at the higher level, matchmaking takes like 3-4 minutes to find one match. So if you're able to just save 3-4 minutes, like every single game, then you're saving like an hour of or 2 hours of matchmaking waiting time. But anyways. It's a really fun game mode, and yeah, so let's get into the brawler tier list that I think is like I'm not gonna really show like the best, but I'm gonna be basically talking about which ones are really good. So first of all, for Siege, you really need to control the middle, because that's where you're gonna actually that's where the bolts will gonna spawn. You really need to control the center, just like in gem grab, where you need to control the gem mine. And yeah, if you're able to control it, then you're able to get all the bolts, so you're able to spawn in your boss before your opponent, or you might even be able to control it so well that you get every single bolt and you just absolutely destroy your opponent. So you really need to control brawlers. So brawlers such as Jessie, Penny, Pam are really good. Also brawlers such as Barley are also super strong. Dynamite can be okay, but Barley just has a better area control. So also because Mike is harder to play, if you're able to hit a bunch of your shots as Mike or Dynamite, just go ahead and play Mike. He can be super strong as well, but it's much harder to hit shots as a Dynamite. So that's why I just prefer Barley, also because his area control is just really strong. So brawlers such as Nita is also pretty good, because she can really counter Jessie or Penny, and also brawlers like Frank, and sometimes you'll see Primo and Bull. They're also pretty good, just because it's actually really strong if you have a Frank, Penny, or Frank, Primo, and Bull, just because obviously not all 3 of them in one team, but they're really good because you really need to grab those bolts in the beginning, because if you get the boss right in the beginning, you're able to push your opponents back easily just with one boss. And once you're able to push your opponents back, you basically just get a free control in the mid basically, and so that's just really effective. You really need to be able to grab all the bolts in the beginning, which in the beginning, before the first bots actually spawn, I believe you get 5 bolts that will spawn on the field. So if you're able to grab just 3 of them, then you're able to win the first boss, basically the boss battle, and you're able to spawn in your boss, and you're able to push in your opponent. So those brawlers are super strong, and I'd really recommend you that you play brawlers like Jessie and Penny together. You don't always have to, but they're just better. And also the other brawlers, they're just not that great. You can definitely play them, but they're just not that great. Also, Brock is also quite good a brawler in Siege. A lot of people don't know that, but I played with a lot of people and they've been playing Brock, and yes, Brock is just super strong. And that is because when you have the boss, that's when you're gonna be pushing in. And because if you don't have the boss to tank for you, the opponent base mortar thing will just absolutely destroy you. That's like 2,000 damage, or like 1,000 damage per second, and there's no way that you're able to get enough damage. It's not gonna be worth it, because you might be able to get 2 hits, but you're just gonna die instantly. So there's no point of running there and suiciding, unless you're like the save is like 10% and you know that you can just go in and just take it out. But other than that, don't go in. There's no point of it. You're just killing yourself basically. And so that's where you're gonna have all your big pushes when your boss is up. You're able to push in. Yeah, so you really need to keep in mind that when your boss is around 10,000 health, you start backing off, because the range of the mortar is super big, and if you just back off right when your boss dies, then the mortar will start targeting you, just kill you instantly before you even get a chance to run out of there. And even if you're like, you know, Primo or Frank, who has the highest HP in the game, you're still gonna take so much damage, and you might even die depending on where you are. So you just have to make sure that when your boss is around 10k HP, just, you know, shoot a couple shots and just run out of there, because you want to be able to control the mid. And it's not really always about dealing damage, because if you're able to get the mid control, you're able to get the bolts, which means you're able to spawn in another boss, and that also means you're able to just repeat basically what you just did, and you're able to take out the safe pretty easily. So it's just, you know, it's really revolved a lot on the boss, just because let's say your opponents do take it out, like take out the boss without taking that much damage, you just got a free, you know, mid control, and you're able to get a couple of bolts there. And yeah, it's just super important. Okay, so some tips I have when you're defending, that is really, you don't want to stack up, because there's going to be a lot of brawlers that, you know, are going to be playing that are going to be splash damage, as well as with a boss, if it's around if it's below level 5 and you're a tank or someone with like, you know, high HP like Frank, I would say just tank damage, because if you're like if the boss is below level 5, he doesn't do that much damage, so you can actually tank a couple of shots. You know, you can come in you know, like maybe you have a Frank and a Primo, you can switch between each other, just tanking shots, so one person doesn't take all the damage. You can split up the damage, and you don't actually take any damage, because it only does a little bit of damage. The whole point of the boss in the beginning stages, in the first like 1 or 2 minutes, is really just for the HP to get basically. Towards the end, if you get like a level 10 or level, you know, 20 boss, obviously it's gonna do a ton of damage, but in the beginning, below level 5, it's just really the health that's gonna matter. So you can tank some damage for, you know, you might be able to just avoid like 10% of your safe damage, which is, you know, it might not be that much, but it's really, you're not risking that much, just because he doesn't do that much damage. So if you get the chance, just try to tank for it. If you're going to die, like if you're below half health, just don't tank for damage. Tank for like maybe 1 or 2 hits, but then don't die, because if you die, then the boss is just gonna continue shooting the safe, and you probably take like extra, like, I don't know, 20% damage, probably not 20%, but you're gonna be taking extra damage than you could have just like killed the boss and not die. That's kind of bad explanation there. But I'm playing Barley here, and yeah, just the boss is just, you see, we actually got a level 23 boss, and it's not the highest. I seen someone actually got level 40. They did do it in friendly battle, and it's just really about, you know, having the tie. So if you have the same amount of bolts, it's just a tie. No boss will be spawned. So let's say you both have 14, it would just be a tie. No one would lose bolts, so you can really do that easily and get up to like, I don't know, 20-30 bolts. And even in ladder games, if you know, this is really competitive, just going back and forth, picking up bolts back and forth. So yeah, you know, we're just doing super well with a Frank and a Penny, and you see that Penny just splashing on. I'm just here really controlling the side lane, and with my super, I'm always going to be throwing it to the opposite side, because yeah, I can just really help out my teammate like that, and I can use my main attack to just attack them. And you know, in the beginning, as you see, that we're not really going that aggressive, and they actually have a lead on us with 3 bolts, and we only have 1, which is not that great. Also, another thing you guys can do that can really just like, you know, it's not really that big of a deal, but can really help you out, is if you do see someone coming after you, let's say there's a you know, Bull or Primo who's super onto you, you can actually run back into your circle, and if they try to come in, your mortar is going to attack him, which means most of the times their opponent's going to die, because it does a lot of damage. And if the opponent is smart, they're going to not come near you, which means basically just got rid of the opponent from killing you. So that's just a little tip. But obviously, if you're like really far away, then just run to your teammates, because yeah, your teammate is gonna be able to help you kill them, or you know, heal you up or whatever. And so yeah, just really have to stick together in this game. Obviously not that much, because it's gonna be a lot of splash damage brawlers. And yeah, you see in the beginning, it's just a pretty bad start for us, 2-3, so it's not that great. We're getting kind of hard countered with the Primo against our Frank. Definitely not great. I'm trying to pick this up, and I wasn't actually able to. So they have 6 power-ups. This is not good, because that means when they spawn in the boss, they will have a level 6 boss, which is yeah, it's pretty high level. Especially in the beginning, they actually got level 7 one, which is super nasty because this is just like the beginning boss, so it's definitely not great for us. But yeah, we're still defending. Frank is actually quite good because for Frank, if you're playing Frank, really good strategy is wait until the boss is actually inside your circle and then super him, because when you super the boss while he's in your circle, that means your mortar can just get a bunch of damage onto him without the opponent boss having to deal damage on the same. And you see that we're actually in a really bad spot. We took so much damage and we actually almost lost there. We're able to pull off though, and you'll see that a lot of times in this is just it kind of has to do with like one push. That's what happens sometimes. If you're able to play well, you might even win. I've actually won a ton of games where we just won in the first boss fight, where basically like the first boss spawn and then we just took out their safe pretty faster. But a lot of times, like in this situation, I'm gonna kind of spoil it, but we actually won this match because we had a really high level boss, and right here we had a level 12 one, which is not the highest, but it's definitely quite a lot of health and actually moves super fast, which is really nice for us because that means the boss will be able to just go charge right for the save. And yeah, we pushed him quite hard. I backed the Primo off, and then yeah, I was able to actually well, the Penny was actually able to take him out, and then the boss is just tanking a ton for us while our Penny and I'm just staying behind and just sniping that save, dealing a ton of damage, and we're actually able to take it out. So we went from a basically losing situation, well actually we didn't take it out, but we basically went from a losing situation to basically back into the game. So we're basically taking out and I'm pretty sure our Frank has a super, so he's able to stun them. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get my super, go from the side and snipe it. And a lot of times you can actually do this with some brawlers. For example, if you're Bull, you're able to, or Primo, you can actually go from the outside circle, just super right in and get some quick damage. You can get around 10 to 20% of damage with Bull and Primo, so that's a really good thing to know if if the opponent safe is super low. So yeah, I got a super now, so I'm just gonna run in there and then just super. I'm actually gonna wait just spinning a bit because we already know we won this. We got a boss onto their safe, and I'm just gonna throw that super there, ending off the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this new game mode Siege. I personally really like it. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.